Did you know Galactus was once a mere mortal? Yes, he used to be an astronaut, but turned into a cosmic being who devours planets, and a fascinating Fantastic Four villain. Galactus first appeared in Fantastic Four number 48, published in December 1965. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby wanted to create a villain that broke from the traditional stereotypes in comic books. They came up with the first Marvel supervillain, who is a god that simply must continue to destroy worlds, without that coming from a moral bias. He's not evil, only seen as bad from the hero's perspective, who are trying to save lives. Galactus is older than the multiverse. He is originally a man from the sixth cosmos, the multiversal cycle before the one in which the Marvel Universe takes place for the most part. Thor number 169, July 1969, reveals that Galactus's birth name is Galan, and he was born on the planet Ta. The Ta'ans were an advanced race of humanoids in the sixth cosmos that didn't survive to see the seventh cosmos. Defenders, Volume 6, Number 1, August 2021, reveals that Galactus is the only Ta'an who lived on to see the new multiverse, except for another Ta'an named Taya. Taya is Galen's mother. She was the Sciencer Supreme of Ta in the 6th cosmos and ended up displaced to the 8th cosmos, which is the new multiverse after Secret Wars. Taya genetically engineered her son, Galan, and had advanced technology raise him while she kept busy with her duties to Ta. As an adult, Galan became a space explorer. When the Black Winter came in Supervillain Classics number 1, February 1983, a cosmic entity who caused a multiverse collapsing event, Galan was sent by Ta to find a way to save the planet but couldn't. After everyone had died, and Galan was the last mortal alive in the 6th cosmos, the sentience of the dying multiverse itself merged its essence with Galan. This is how Galactus the Devourer of Worlds was born. One of the most important encounters Galactus had in the early stages of the new multiverse was with Exi the Watcher. The newly transformed Galactus drifted in his spaceship for billions of years while the planets and the stars formed. One day, Exi the Watcher stopped his ship to study it. Exi was the first being in the 7th cosmos to realize what Galactus would become. He knew this being would evolve to have the need to devour worlds to sustain his high-energy body. Exi saw how that could be a problem. He considered killing Galactus while still in this early vulnerable state, but the Watchers share an oath of non-interference. Exi feared he would later regret having let Galactus go that day, but the Watchers later came to the conclusion that Galactus is a necessary piece in the stability of the multiverse. Without Galactus to redistribute energy across the cosmos and slow down its growth, the 7th cosmos could not have thrived as it did. As he grew into his new form, Galactus built an armor that would protect his body and also help regulate his immense energy. He transformed his old Ta'an ship into a cocoon, where he engulfed himself for thousands of years and emerged from it as the Galactus we know. Galactus broke from the cocoon, feeling an overwhelming hunger, and ate Archaeopia, the first planet he saw. Still carrying the morals of a Ta'an, he would immediately regret eating the Archaeopian people, along with their world. Galactus then built his world ship to travel in space, big enough to house his immense body by human standards. He named it Ta-2 after his destroyed homeworld. Ta-2 was so big and magnetic that other planets soon started to orbit around it as it flew across space. After that, he spent billions of years looking for uninhabited planets to eat. Galactus can spend centuries without eating, but he must eat at some point. It eventually came to the point where he couldn't find any uninhabited planets and needed to eat, much like the Watchers did eons before. Galactus came to the realization of his importance to the balance of the multiverse. This also stripped him from the guilt of ending lives. Through his contact with other celestial beings, Galactus has long been aware of what his destiny is supposed to be. There is a prophecy that he will one day give back to the cosmos more than he has even taken. Once accepting of his fate, Galactus started to recruit heralds to help him fulfill his cosmic duty. His first herald was the Fallen One, who rebelled against Galactus, as shown in Thanos number 11, June 2004. Unlike later heralds, the Fallen One was empowered by dark energy. He became cruel, and Galactus had to imprison him. He escaped and became an enemy to Galactus. One day, when Galactus threatened to eat the planet Zen-La, one of the people of this world volunteered to become his new herald if he spared his home in Silver Surfer number 1, 1968. That was Norrin Radd, who Galactus transformed into the first Silver Surfer. He served Galactus for a long time, but things changed when the cosmic entity decided to consume planet Earth. Norrin Radd saw his home on Earth and rebelled against Galactus to save the human beings after a talk with them in Fantastic Four number 49, January 1966. In the end, Galactus failed to consume the Earth, but left the planet with a new herald. In Fantastic Four number 244, April 1982, Frankie Ray, also known as Nova, volunteered to be a herald in exchange for Earth being spared, just like Norrin Radd had done for Zen-La. But that's not the only reason why Galactus spared Earth. He was also thankful to Reed Richards. Galactus was going to die of hunger, weakened by his struggle with the people of Earth. But before his demise, Reed channeled energy from Thor's Mjolnir to feed him, saving his life. After that, Galactus moved on. Galactus continued to consume inhabited planets moving forward. He even once devoured the capital planet of the Skrull Empire, temporarily creating a massive crisis among them in Fantastic Four, number 257, May 1983. When Reed Richards was prosecuted by the survivors of Galactus across the universe, Galactus and Eternity both appeared for Reed's defense in Fantastic Four, number 262, October 1983. That day, Eternity confirmed that Galactus is responsible for keeping the balance between Eternity himself and death to the leaders of several alien species. Galactus is one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe, essentially a god. He is virtually immortal, nearly invulnerable, and fully omnipotent. This means he has unlimited power. He can do anything he wants, from multiversal traveling to creating new life from nothing, to sharing his powers with other beings, to teleporting, anything. His power depends on the amount of energy that he absorbs from planets. When feeding normally, he enjoys his regular strength, which is already beyond any human measurement. When he is hungry, he gets weaker. In the same way, he can eat more to supercharge his body for battle. He is a genius inventor as well. Reed Richards, one of the most intelligent people in the universe, couldn't comprehend the technology in Galactus's world ship. Yet he can't invent a technology that makes him fully invulnerable. He still is susceptible to certain powerful artifacts and weapons, such as the Ultimate Nullifier, the Infinity Gauntlet, the Cosmic Cube, or the all-black Necrosword. He can be depowered by other extremely powerful beings, especially if his enemy has magical powers, and uses magical artifacts. Having heralds is both a positive and negative premise for Galactus. He shares some of his own cosmic energy with his heralds, giving them a glimpse into massive power and awareness. So far, there have been 10 different characters in Marvel Comics introduced specifically as Heralds of Galactus, and many others were transformed into heralds at some point. Many caused problems for Galactus, but they all collectively served a bigger purpose of keeping the order in the universe with their master. Now that you know the origins and the great extent of the powers of Galactus, it's time to dive deeper into his secrets found in the pages of Marvel Comics. The most mind-blowing fact about Galactus that isn't often discussed is how his true form is incomprehensible for human beings. Essentially, every sentient being sees Galactus in a form that reflects their own race or mental framework. This is the only way the eyes of mortals can properly decipher the manifestation of the body of such a powerful being. Thanks to the work of manifestations, a higher race that gives bodies to abstract beings who wish to manifest, Galactus was granted a metabody. It changes appearance inside the brain of whoever looks at him. The fact that no one knows how Galactus truly looks since transforming from his Galen form is one of many mysteries surrounding the true nature of Galactus. By the way, remember when we discussed the transformation of Galen into Galactus? The Black Winter later presented an alternative account of Galen's survival during the collapse of the Sixth Cosmos. The entity said that it had spared Galen's life and turned him into Galactus in order to mark him as its own herald in Thor, Volume 6, Number 5, June 2020. This is apparently what makes Galactus an instrument of cosmic entropy, not the merging with the sentience of the last multiversal cycle. There are many things about Galactus that only Watchers, Celestials, and cosmic entities like Death and Infinity can really know or even comprehend. Another big secret about Galactus for most characters in the Marvel Universe, and fans alike, is that Galactus's herald Norrin Radd once plotted to have him killed in the past. His plan was to kill Galen to prevent his transformation into Galactus in Silver Surfer. Black number 4, September 2019. The Silver Surfer has doubted Galactus more than once, but this was a secret betrayal. After being time displaced, the Silver Surfer encountered Galen in his pre-Galactus form and contemplated ending his life to prevent the rise of Galactus. Having witnessed the devastation Galactus would one day unleash across the cosmos, including his homeworld, the Silver Surfer nearly went ahead with his plan to kill Galen. However, Uatu the Watcher intervened. He showed the Silver Surfer how Galactus, despite all the destruction he brings, plays a crucial role in preserving cosmic balance. The Silver Surfer accepted he couldn't stop the flow of evolution. The moral dilemma that Galactus's heralds carry is one of the most profound in the Marvel universe. Clearly, Galactus is not an easy character to adapt in live-action movies. So far, the cosmic being has only appeared in only one Fantastic Four film, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, released in 2007. 20th Century Fox and the filmmakers seem to have taken it seriously when they found out about Galactus's appearance adapting to the eye of the beholder, and so created a unique version of the character for the film. Galactus became a non-speaking entity who resembles a massive cosmic cloud. This version of Galactus is a point of controversy among fans, as many felt disappointed by such a different depiction. Instead of presenting Galactus as the humanoid cosmic giant from the comics, the filmmakers chose to depict him as living smoke. Galactus serves primarily as a looming threat, with his arrival driving the plot and motivating the Silver Surfer's moral conflict. He was limited to a plot device instead of having any depth, which is even worse than being portrayed as a dark cloud. Instead of a god, the film made Galactus into an uncontrollable natural disaster. Because he had such a rocky first adapted version, Galactus remains one of the most anticipated characters to be introduced into the MCU. With the rights to the Fantastic Four and associated characters now under Marvel Studios following Disney's acquisition of Fox, fans expected to finally get a comic book accurate Galactus. And that's exactly what's coming. The trailer for Fantastic Four: First Steps shows Galactus's helmet and humanoid form. Played by the British actor Ralph Ineson, Galactus will get a faithful live-action version for the first time. But what story with Galactus will the MCU tell? What story is First Steps telling, and how can it set up Avengers Doomsday? Well, we have some theories. One major possibility is that the Fantastic Four movie will explore the Galactus trilogy from 1966. In this arc, Galactus comes to Earth to consume it. A Watcher warns the Fantastic Four, but admits he cannot stop Galactus by force in Fantastic Four number 49, January 1966. Johnny Storm goes on a journey to retrieve the Ultimate Nullifier, the only device capable of threatening Galactus into retreat. In the end, it is not the human strength that changes Earth's fate, but the empathy of Alicia Masters, which stirs the Silver Surfer's conscience and turns him against his master. Issue number 49 of the Fantastic Four comics has "If This Be Doomsday" on the cover, which seems fitting for the moment the MCU finds itself. But we think it's very likely that First Steps will mix different comic book plots. They could mix the story of Galactus and the Silver Surfer's first coming to Earth from the 1960s with a much more recent storyline, published in 2001 in the series Fantastic Four, World's Greatest Comics magazine. Dr. Doom steals Galactus's powers and forcibly reverts him to his original form as Galen of Ta in Fantastic Four, World's Greatest Comics magazine number 10, September 2001. The MCU could introduce Victor Von Doom not just as a political or scientific genius, but as someone already secretly researching and mastering cosmic energy. Using magic and mystical artifacts, Doom would drain Galactus's energy and get the powers of a god, foreshadowing his role as God Emperor in Battleworld during Secret Wars. By transforming Galactus back to Galen, Doom could help trigger the final collapse of the seventh cosmos. This could connect both comic books we've discussed with the Time Runs Out event that precedes Secret Wars. This means that Avengers Doomsday could start at this point, in which Doom is taking Galactus's powers and the balance of the universe Galactus help to keep will be lost. In Time Runs Out, while trying to stop the incursions, the heroes ask Galactus for help. They use Galactus to reach out to the Celestials, but the Celestials can't save Earth, as seen in New Avengers, Volume 3, number 29, January 2015. Similarly to Galactus' role in Time Runs Out, he could be a morally ambiguous figure in the MCU, and even fight with the heroes to avoid the collapse of the multiverse. His interactions with the Celestials could also help tie together loose ends from Eternals, bringing the return of Arishem and showing what truly lies beyond the known cosmos. After this deep dive into Galactus, we want to hear from you. What are your expectations for the character's inclusion in the MCU? How do you hope he will figure into the multiversal crisis? Let us know in the comments below, and remember to subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching CBR.